Marry me, Annie here. Hey, I can't let the holiday go by without wishing everyone happy Mabon. I have a favorite quote, which I just unearthed while I was putting together some meditations for myself for my personal celebration. And that is a small quote, which may have come out of a larger poem, but I'm not sure. I've lost my source. It's Wendell Berry, and the quote is, "The summer has ended. We must face a new way." And I use that as a bit of a hinge point as I begin my personal celebration of Mabon. And it inspires me each year to remember that Mabon is one of those times of the year that I consider a sacred pause. Arriving and stopping. Getting to a place where you have the luxury of looking back, knowing that we don't spend a lot of time in a healthy relationship to time by constantly looking back, that life is very much about here and now. But there are points in the turning of the wheel where we look back. And it is, in a sense, because as you look back, it brings you to the crescendo of what now is. There's a poem which I also use to inspire me this time of year that is from Patricia Moynihan. And she talks about the climb one takes to get to the top of a very tall hill, very tall mountain, the work it takes to get to the top. And you get to the top and you're on top of the world and you're just at the pinnacle in many ways of having accomplished something or some things or arrived at a place. And there you are at the top. And what now? And the what now is having the courage, with no particular next goal in mind, to step off the top of that hill. And the pause at Mabon, to me, is very much taking the time to think back, especially in the time from Imbolc and Astara of last year when plans were made and you made things start to turn and happen and shift and transformed many aspects of your life. And things grew and you had certain accomplishments and you met certain goals. And now it's come to the turn of the wheel where that's behind you. It's the time to step off into, and I view the stepping off of that mountain into the abyss, the stepping into nowhere. Think of the fool in the tarot. Blindly stepping with full faith into the unknown. Because we're blessed in the next turning of the wheel, without expectations of tasks to be done, things to accomplish, plans to be made, all the busyness of both mind and body as we accomplish things in our life. Mabon to me is the beginning of, yes, the descent, but the descent is a leap into something that, it's not a fall down, it's a leaping out and into. Mabon moves me that way every year. I anticipate eagerly that I can stop plotting and planning, that decisions will be put on hold until Imbolc, if not Ostara. And it's a celebration where at first I have the freedom to glory in what I've accomplished and where I have come. And at the top of that peak, to make the decision, what is complete, what is put aside to be attended to later in the wheel, or what is to be left completely behind. At the height of that peak in that rarefied atmosphere, you know, if you stop and pause, which of those three things need to be done with all the different things of your life. Celebrate that they've happened. Put them aside knowing you will nurture them further in the future, or leave them behind. I glory in Mabon. I won't say it's my favorite holiday because then I would say it every time another holiday comes around. But I just savor the stepping off into the unknown, waiting to see how the darkness envelops me this year. absolute joy, absolute bliss for me. So I share that feeling of what Mabon is for me tonight as I am putting together meditations I'm going to use in the next couple of weeks and preparing my own personal ritual. However you're celebrating it, even if you're not celebrating it, I hope that it's nothing more than a celebration of the beauty of autumn and the colors of autumn and the smell of autumn. And if you celebrate it beyond that in some spiritual recognition or ritual recognition of the season, then I wish you well, and I'll be with you in thought. And I'd love to know what your thoughts are on this turning of the wheel. As always, I wish you mirth and reverence. Merry part.